and welcome to the Micah Zone. Name's still pending, it's very cringy. In today's video, I will be making my 12-team college football playoff predictions. I'm going to go 12 for 12. I'm just kidding, I'm definitely not going to, but I think I got some of these right. I think I got some of them right. Obviously, I'm a huge college football fan. I'm just a huge football fan. And yes, this video will have some slight bias in it due to, I'm a pretty big Ohio State fan. So, without further ado, I think the Big Ten champion will be the Ohio State Buckeyes. I think it's going to be a tough schedule, obviously. Texas week 1, Penn State week 9, and the team up north week 10 to week 13, but week 12 playing wise. So, tough schedule. Also, there's a couple weird ones like at Illinois and at Washington, and I think even at Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's on the road. So it's going to be a couple of tricky games here and there, but I do think this team is very talented again. They got Jeremiah Smith and Caleb Downs. So I think that should be enough, right? I think Ohio State wins the Big Ten. Now, obviously, I hope they go 13-0, including the Big Ten championship, of course. I could see them dropping 1 or 2. Obviously, they play Texas and Penn State, and another team who will not be mentioned. So those could easily be two. I shouldn't say easily, not easily, but those could, within reason, be 2 losses. Obviously, I hope they're not, but they could be losses. And then obviously have to go up to Ann Arbor. I very strongly hope Ohio State wins this time. I'm not going to lie. I was actually at the last game, the last iteration of the game. I paid a pretty penny to go to that game, thinking it would be glorious, getting to see Ohio State absolutely annihilate their biggest rival on live television. I thought Ohio State would win that game by at least 20. I was wrong. I don't exactly even know to this day what happened exactly. It was the worst game I've ever been to. I can tell you that. It was a horror show. I couldn't believe what I was watching. The defense played astounding. The defense played great. The team up north basically didn't have a quarterback, but still, the defense played an amazing game. The offense played the worst game one of the worst games I've ever seen. 2016 Clemson might be the only exception I have to that. But then, obviously, Ohio State was a little upset about that matchup. And then went on to win the national championship. So, yeah, obviously still want to win the game. And will hopefully win this year, but did end up winning the national championship at the end of the day. So, Big Ten champion, I have Ohio State. Big 12 champion. Weird conference. I could see probably like half the conference winning this one. I went with Texas Tech. Kind of an outlier. Not exactly an outlier, but kind of a stretch. Maybe a little bit of a hot take. But I watched Kansas State, Iowa State the other day. So I'm kind of cheating here, I guess. Sorry. That was week 0, so doesn't count. Well, it does count, but I'm making this prediction video after week 0. My apologies. It doesn't matter. The Big 12 champion will be out in one game anyways. I think Texas Tech will win the Big 12. And, I could see, like I said, like 5 other teams winning the Big 12 probably. Maybe 6. I don't know, maybe 7. But, like 6 or 7 teams could win that conference. But anyways, moving on to the ACC. It's really just a 2-horse race here. It's Miami versus Clemson. I actually like Miami. They're one of, I shouldn't say I don't know how to word it. I guess they're my second favorite team. Now, please know, it's not like, Ohio State and Miami, right? No. They're another team I cheer for. But it's not a life or death type dedication, if you know what I mean. You might not know what I mean, that sounds insane. But, it's not, I'm not like itching for every single game. You know, I cheer for them. But Ohio State is definitely by far my favorite team. But anyways, I think Clemson will win the ACC. They got the best quarterback, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and they definitely have the best quarterback in the ACC. Although Carson Beck is at Miami, but Carson Beck is at Miami. It'll be all right. I'm a little bitter with him because he was my quarterback in College Football 25 Ultimate Team for a few months, I don't know. And it was not good. And it was not user error. It was totally his fault. SEC champion, I have Texas. I think they get past Georgia. I think they top Alabama. I think they win the SEC. I was pretty surprised they didn't win it last year, to be honest. I shouldn't say surprised. I mean, Georgia's really good. But I have Texas win the SEC last year as well. But I think they get it done this year. I think they have a better quarterback. And, I think they win the SEC. And, I don't know what else to say about that. I think they're the best team in the SEC. I think they have a tough schedule. Obviously, they play the best team in the country. But I think they'll probably go about 10-2, maybe. 11. Well, they'll definitely have one loss, week 1, and then they might lose to Georgia. They might lose at Florida. You know, some weird game, but I do think Texas, at the end of the day, will be the best team in the SEC. I think it's going to be a dogfight. I don't think there's going to be a team that comes out of the SEC with less than 2 losses. So it's a tough conference. I'll give it this. It probably has the most depth. The Big Ten has the best of the best. SEC is probably the most depth. Once you get deep enough into the Big Ten, you're like, who is this? Rutgers? But anyways, Group of 5 champion, I have Boise State. Group of 5 champion. Group of 5 team, excuse me. I have Boise State. I know they don't have Ashton Jency anymore, but I think their quarterback is still pretty solid. I mean, it's not a one-man show. I mean, it kind of was with them, actually. But, I think they're still a solid team. I don't know of any other great Group of 5 teams. Like Tulane could pose a threat for sure. Toledo, that'd be great if Toledo posed a threat, but I don't think Toledo will be in the playoffs this year. Maybe next year. But I got Boise State. And then obviously then there's the other 7 teams, which I think will basically be Big Ten and SEC. I got Penn State, I got Oregon, I got Georgia, I got Notre Dame, I got Alabama, I got LSU, and I got Miami. So I think that's 3 Big Ten, 3 SEC, if I'm reading this right. I think so. Yeah. I think 3 Big Ten, 4 SEC. Or 3 Big Ten, 3 SEC. Something like that. So I think it will be mostly dominated by those 2 conferences. But then Notre Dame gets in there. Miami gets in there. Gotta give some respect to the U. And then we get into the playoffs. I'll go through that real quick. For some reason I don't have my bracket with me, but I can figure this out. I have Oregon at LSU. I think LSU will win that. It'll be a heck of a game, but I have LSU winning that. And then Alabama, Texas A&M. That will probably be a blowout. I'm not gonna lie. No offense to Texas Tech, but Alabama's gonna run through them there. Then we got Notre Dame versus Miami, which is also happening in week 1, by the way. So that'll be interesting. I do have Miami getting revenge in South Bend. I think they'll get it done. I think Miami might lose week 1 and then they'll win this week. So, I guess the final week for Notre Dame season. So I got them, and then I got Boise State, Georgia, which will definitely be Georgia. Again, there'll be some rough games here. But Alabama and Georgia will win easily. But LSU, Oregon, Miami, Notre Dame, those will be great matchups. So that's why I'm moving on. And then we have Ohio State, LSU rematch of the 2007. That was 2007 season. It was played in the championship game was played in 2008, but rematch of the 2007 national championship and what should have been the 2019 national championship. Don't get me into that. Separate video. I think Ohio State wins this game by probably 2 scores, maybe 3. All due respect to LSU, I think Ohio State is just a little different. No bias. And then after that, I have, what do I have after that? Texas versus Alabama. That's going to be a heck of a game. I don't think they play in the regular season. They could end up playing in the SEC championship. Either way, heck of a game. I do think Texas gets the better end of the sword here. I think Texas moves on and into the semifinals for the 3rd straight year. So kudos to them. And then Clemson, Miami, which is another interconference matchup. I love Miami, but yeah, Clemson's probably gonna roll past Miami on this one, just like they rolled past them in the conference. So I got Clemson winning that one, and then Penn State, Georgia. That is a heck of a game. I think that'll be very close. I think that's 2 very talented rosters. I do have Penn State moving on though. So yeah, this year is for me, this is a complete opposite of last season, where the top 4 teams do end up just moving on. So then we have Ohio State versus Penn State, which will for sure be at least a rematch one time in here. Maybe they might have also played the Big Ten Championship in this scenario. I didn't do the full schedule, so maybe. I don't know. But I do have Ohio State winning this one. Penn State has a very talented team this year. And they did the same thing that the team up north and Ohio State did the past couple years, which is just bring back a bunch of guys. But I do think Ohio State gets the victory here. I think they're the better team. And Texas Clemson, another rematch. That's of last year's playoff matchup. And no redemption here. I think Texas wins this game by 10-ish. So then we get Ohio State, Texas. Again, I actually just filmed a video recently of Ohio State, Texas for week 1. Again, it's going to be a heck of a game. And again, Ohio State's going to win. So I have Ohio State. Sorry, I didn't really get into that very much. There's a whole nother video of Ohio State versus Texas. Both teams will be better in the national championship. But I think Ohio State can gain more in the entire season than Texas can. I mean, Ohio State's coming in with 2 brand new coordinators and a lot of guys replacing positions. So I think Ohio State's going to have a lot of growth, high ceiling this year, because they're going to start here, and I think they'll end up way up here. So I have Ohio State winning the 2025 national championship, or I guess it's technically 2026, so this will be a 6. But 2025 national champions. I do think Ohio State goes back-to-back. I am super biased there, but yeah, I have Ohio State going back-to-back. Jeremiah Smith, I mean, come on. Who's going to guard him? And if you guard him too much, then there's Carnell Tate and Brandon Ennis and Miles Graham even. If you don't know who Miles Graham is, you will. Just wait. Yeah, you might see him in some garbage time because we have way too many wide receivers. Which is a good thing. I love the surplus of wide receivers. But, I mean, yeah. We got 5 stars that are sitting in the bleachers, I'm pretty sure. So, Ohio State wins it again. I can't wait. I hope this happens. Perfect 16-0 season, ideally. We'll see. I think it's within reason that Ohio State could have a couple losses. But at the end of the day, I think they're the best team. And until someone else shows me otherwise, yeah, that's what I think. And back-to-back. Back-to-back. That's awesome. So, can't wait to get the merchandise. And I can't wait for this entire video to be proved correct. And yeah, I can't wait to watch this in like 6 months after Ryan Day hoists another trophy. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. There might have been some bias in this video, but this is realistic at least. I'm not saying Akron's going to win the national championship, but thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hey, enjoy Labor Day weekend. Assuming this video is out before Labor Day weekend.